I'm delighted to welcome to this series Vani Kabir, who is a spiritual entrepreneur. She's a healer, she's a teacher, she's a divorcee. She has an amazing website full of beautiful programs and training and inspiration, all things spiritual, which is something that has been with me most of my life and definitely through my divorce as well. So welcome, Vani. Thank you for being here and thank you for giving up your time as well and for being an international inspirational woman as well. So would you like to talk a little bit more about your work as well? Let's find out a bit more about you.
It's always very hard to sum yourself up, especially being a woman. And just when somebody asks you that who you are, and it's like so many thoughts run together because there's not one role that we play as a woman. There's so many multiple things that we're doing together. But to sum it up, I'm a founder of Vani Kabir Worldwide. That's my company. And our mission, our vision is to make spirituality simple for people. I've traveled across the globe and learned different things from different people, different masters, and understood that the real essence of spirituality is very simple. It is absolutely die-hard simple. And I'm also a mother of a 12-year-old, and he's the heart that walks outside my body. And I got divorced around 5 years ago, and now 7 years ago now. And we've been living happily ever after. And I use my son's name as my surname. So I am Vani Kabir. So Kabir is my son's name.
I love that. I love that. And I love the fact that he's your heart that walks outside you as well, because I really feel that about my children as well. And I've actually interviewed my daughter on this series. So because I felt she as an amazing inspirational young woman would be perfect as well. And so thank you for that. I really agree with you. I think so often spirituality, people are either afraid of it or but actually it's just about awareness. It's just that for me it is about just being aware
Yes,
and
yes.
connecting to yourself. That's probably my big thing, but that there is a lot of confusion around. There's also a lot of ego around as well, so it's all out there. So thank you. I wanted to ask you, why do you love women? So this is a question I'm asking all these amazing women who are on this series.
I think for a personal reason, because when I got divorced, I had these five women in my life who were my strength and my pillar. And I think I'm here only because of them. And they all are so temperamentally different that I can't fit them all in the same room. It's going to be chaos for me. But individually, they are so strong and so powerful. And each of them advising me on different fronts. It's like a spirit guide group of women that I have of my own. And they all have come through different challenges in life and they all have struggled in various fields of their life. And they've given me so much spectrum to look at. And at large, when I see all the other women, I see that there's so much that they want to say, especially back in India. There's a lot of suppression around people, and especially women. They don't really get to say what they have to, they don't really get to speak how they feel. It's like a bird in the cage, but the cage is large enough to make the bird feel free, but it's not like that.
Not free.
And it's improving, and it's improving to a large extent, but there's still a lot of room to work. And I feel that when you make a woman stronger, you make an entire family strong. So it's so much more important to value and love and, you know, just surrender to the women power.
I think I love that. I love that surrendering as well. And I think so often I've been talking about in other conversations as well, the sort of the competitiveness that the women have been encouraged and the sort of the mistrust rather than just opening our arms and just saying, you know what, we are all one. And we're all together and we just need to trust and feel into each other and lean in and just yeah. And what is coming up as well, I love your five women, and it really is about having different friends and women in your life for different conversations as well, because as you said, they each bring something so magical and so amazing with their own experiences in. So
Absolutely. And I think, it's also important to understand that women are also allowed to make mistakes. Um,
yeah.
and we don't look at it that way, and we say, no, we're in an equal world and everything's fine. But there's so many mistakes that are not allowed. What I really feel is that no one is immune to mistakes, and none of us should be judged for what we're doing, because it's all our learning and it's all our experience, and the universe is learning with our experience. So we should just all be a little bit more acceptable towards each other, and understanding the differences is so much more important. And also the fact that if women feel that they're not happy where they are, they have all the rights to move out. Two, they have all the rights to decide how they're going to choose to heal, and no one else has a right to it. So a lot of times I get asked this question that, how do you know that you can move on? How much is a good time to move on? I said, when you feel ready, and it can be the next day. Maybe you sign your divorce papers today and you want to move on to another person tomorrow. That's
Mm,
entirely your choice.
mm.
But don't look at the society, don't look at what it looks like, because you are hurt and you decide how to heal, and nobody gets a say in it.
It is absolutely, you're so right. And it is your journey, isn't it? And it is about choice. And I think so often when people are in difficult situations, they don't feel they have a choice because everything's been done to them. But actually, we have a choice every time.
Absolutely.
And it's believing that. And I think having good women around you to support you, to, to encourage you and to love you through difficult life events is very powerful. Thank you.
Absolutely. Truly it
Yeah.
is.
So, your your top life tip.
uh I say this enough to all the women, all the people, everyone that I meet, everyone who comes for healing: love yourself. And
Oh,
as much as it feels that, oh, we've overheard it and it's cliched, and
mm,
there's so many books written about it, but how many times do we really sit with ourselves? How many times do we give a pat on our back and say, hey, you did great today?
mm,
How many times do we run up to the mirror just to tell ourselves that we are beautiful just the way that we are? Those really small little things are the ones that make all the difference.
mm.
I remember when I was recently divorced, and I'm very fond of, getting pictures clicked, like super fond. I can give you like a million poses in a second.
Yeah.
um, there was just nobody who would do that for me. And I used to click a picture of me, and even if now somebody scrolls down my Instagram to the end of it, when I started Insta a couple of years ago, I used to sit in my car every day ready for work, and I used to click a car selfie and post it. And my friends used to make fun of me, saying that, why do you post this every day? I said, because no one else is going to do that for me. And it did break my heart then to say it, but now I think it is so much more powerful that I'm able
Mm,
to gather that strength from within me, and I really don't have to look out to another person.
no.
And spiritually also, self love is the most important tool that is going to help you ascend. It is the most important tool that will help you
Mm,
heal, because not every time we're going to have people around us. So
no.
choose self love over everything, everything, everything.
I love that. I love that. Thank you. Thank you so much for your words of wisdom, and for anybody watching as well, that it's that lovely message coming through each time that we are all enough, and we are all worthy of being loved, and firstly by ourselves as well, by our own selves. Thank you, Vani, so much for joining us, and yeah, wishing you a lovely rest of this week, and thank you for being here.
Thank you. Thank you so much. Lots of love.
Pleasure. You too.